right, so let's move on. All right, so here's a big question for you. Is 15 years old too young for a job? Wow, listen to this. A mom went viral on TikTok when she shared that her teenager asked if he could get a job like his friends, but she said no, because, get this, they're middle class. And there's no reason for him to work just for the experience. Do you agree? I know, it sounds insane.
This front row is like, what?
I know.
It's true. Listen, we are all, I think, of similar-ish generations where we understand that the reason why we know and value the dollar is because we had to work for it,
yes.
Okay? Now, I say this as we are the generation of these so-called helicopter parents. So I say this not to attack our generation, but to really make us sit up and take notice that this over-parenting crisis that we are in is not doing any good for our children. And I do believe, like, I have a 9-year-old, she does chores. When she does, she has a list of chores that are unpaid, but she has all these extras that she can do for money. And the reason why is not because I think she's middle class. She doesn't need to work. No. It's because there is, to me, there is a certain age, and I actually think it could be as young as 4 or 5 years old, correct me if I'm wrong, where kids want a job to develop independence. So at 15, this mother, in fact, she should be doing cartwheels because the fact that her 15-year-old son said, I want a job.
Thank you.
Mom, you did something right. You did something right.
So true.
Let him work.
Yeah, I think that, too, the conversation, if we pull the camera back, is about maybe the structure that a job imparts and could be good for the kid, and a little odd to take that opportunity away.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't have a job until I was in university because I played sports basically around the clock.
Oh, that's interesting. But that was your job.
That was essentially my job, unpaid.
Oh, yeah. But you were building a skill. You were building a skill.
Yeah. You know, and learning the latent things at school at that age doesn't always teach you leadership, teamwork, what have you.
Did you have a hard time? Because I wonder if there are some people who think that your story, like if you ended up, I mean, clearly you turned out just fine. But like the kids who don't, you know, learn how to get a regular Joe job, that they wouldn't learn the skills of like saving money, or they wouldn't understand the value of a dollar, all that. Like how would you respond to that? Because you clearly learned all that.
Well, I have a Chinese father, so I certainly know the value of saving money.
Enough
but, right? I think that a job would be wonderful to teach that. And to your point, you know, if the kid is asking, kudos to mom.
Yeah.
Kudos to mom.
You've done something right, yeah. You know, this story is so bizarre. So when I was 14, I asked my mother to buy me a $800 leather jacket. I know, relax, I was 14. And her response was, you know what you need? And I was like, what? And she was like, a job. And when I worked, and I put in those hours, I was a page at a library, which was a nice, cute job for a teenager. And when I worked really hard and I got my first paycheck for $99, and I was like, 7 more months of this? All of a sudden, that $800 jacket, I don't need it as much. And that value, teaching your kid the value of a dollar, invaluable, so they don't look at you like an ATM to constantly be giving them money. And this mom also, in 2 years, you're gonna be asking your kid, what do you wanna do in your career? What course are you gonna apply for college and university? And how are they supposed to answer that question if they've never stepped into a workplace at all? So you need to, it doesn't matter you're middle class, set your kid up for success for their next step because they're gonna be choosing their career pretty soon, right? So, you gotta
I think the wealthier you are, the more jobs your kids should have.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.